for changes in the business environment that encourage your participation as women. As we said, the men are not left behind. If the women are able to progress, I think society progresses and all of us are able to grow. So we'll be here for the next 3 days in Uasin Gishu County, and this forum is one of the many activities that we have lined up. We are hosting an expo where we are showcasing products made by women, and as I said, it's very exciting to visit. I want to extend a welcome to everyone in Uasin Gishu to pay a visit. We're observing COVID protocols. The numbers are quite low in terms of the flow, and also we have hand washing stations, sanitizers, and ensuring that we keep everyone safe. This is happening at Rupa's Mall ground from today until Friday. Tomorrow we'll also be having a forum. One of the challenges that women in manufacturing face from the discussions we've had is access to finance. So tomorrow we have a forum on bankability and also regulatory compliance. So we welcome the women and the interested men to participate in this forum tomorrow. The other key area for the manufacturing sector is skills development. And we've been running a technical vocational skills development program at the association. On Friday, we'll host a forum on skills development and mentorship. So we also encourage young people and those interested on issues of skills development and those willing to be mentors to these businesses to attend. So thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to a fruitful 3 days. And once again, Governor, Deputy Governor, and your team, I want to appreciate the warm welcome to the Home of Champions. We look forward to partnering with you, to really working together to grow industry within your county and to have an impact even beyond our borders. Asanteni sana.
Let's give our CEO a clap of As you've heard, we are going to be here for the next 3 days, but I was very keen, Madam, when you are speaking, and I remember you were very categorical that this conference is not just for women, also men are not left behind. Remember, hapa ni kwa Mzee Jackson Kibor, so boy child, you are taken care of, don't forget. Now, just imagine this, you're a mother of 3 children, and you pack your bags and you say, you're going to sell the only piece of land that you have, just to finance what is in your heart. It reminds me of a beautiful saying that when the heart speaks, the mind finds it indecent to object. If you go to the industrial area, she goes by the name Mama Plastics. But in the corporate sector, ladies and gentlemen, she is our WIN chair, the one and only Miss Mary Ngechu. Ladies and gentlemen, let's clap for our WIN chair as she comes to, and I can see some disease has been passed to her, of wearing a full African outer. Let's clap for our WIN chair. Let me sanitize it for you. The mic, please. Good.
So, good morning, everyone. When I woke up this morning, I came here with a written speech. I have 3 pages of a written speech. But allow me to only use this speech to recognize our CAS, Ministry of Industrialization, Trade and Enterprise Development, to recognize our Deputy Governor, Uasin Gishu County, to recognize our CEO, Phyllis Wakiaga, our chair for the North Lift, and a special lady, very special, the CEC ICT Trade, Dr. Emily. And the reason why I've said she's special, allow me to specially recognize her because I have had the effort that you have put to make this happen. So, and I think that is the farthest I'll use this speech. I will then talk as a woman in manufacturing because I am a woman in manufacturer. And this is what we are doing today. I champion the SMEs in this country. I champion the SMEs across the EAC region. And I champion the women in manufacturing at the Kenya Association of Manufacturers. And our CEO has said what we are doing at Women in Manufacturing program for KAM. And I will say who is eligible for that platform. We've talked about women business owners. We've talked about women who are working in those sectors. I'll also add that we are talking about women in leadership positions that are supporting women in manufacturing and gender inclusivity. And more importantly, I will talk about the men who are supporting the women as we try to come up, because we are trying to come up. A lot has been put in place for us, a lot of platform. So as women, we need to wake up and embrace what has been put on the table for us. As a woman in manufacturing, I'll give you a bit of my journey. I'm sure maybe most of you or many of you have heard about me because I speak a lot. I'm excited that the MC has called me as Mama Plastic. When I started coming out to speak about manufacturing, the first label I was given is Mama Plastic. And I was given that label because when I got into manufacturing of plastic, all the manufacturers of this country, the men, would not understand how a woman is manufacturing plastics. So I got myself in a unique space and I got a unique name. And that is what that has given me the limelight and the position that I hold today as a woman in manufacturing. What am I saying? When you are a woman, we have some cultural barriers that follow us as we move. Because this is how we were born, this is how we were brought up, this is the environment that we live in. We need to purpose to be aware of those cultural barriers and embrace them and grow ourselves beyond those cultural barriers. We've talked about manufacturing. When we get into the manufacturing space, we must understand what is required of us to grow ourselves in manufacturing space. We talk about scaling up. I have said I champion the space of SME. I have not said I am an SME. But I started as an SME in one small corner office. And today, for those who have seen the video that has been shown here, those are my factories. And I did that video, I think, about 3 years ago. I was surprised to see that footage here. And since that time, I have grown in confidence and in processes and improving my business. So as a woman, because we have natural biasness and we are disadvantaged, we have to purpose to grow ourselves. Mostly in self-confidence, we beat ourselves with what we call self-sabotage. When I was walking around, I have seen beautiful products that are being manufactured by women. So we need to understand what is our uniqueness as women in the industry, especially in the manufacturing sector, so that we stop fighting where we are not supposed to be fighting. We don't take our competition where it is not necessary. If you are an SME, you need to understand that you cannot fight with the big manufacturers because they have what they call economy of scale. So it is important to understand the uniqueness of your product so that you sell your product what is unique, but not in the trying to compare yourself with what the other person is selling. The biggest challenge that we get when I got into manufacturing, I manufacture plastic bottles, water bottles, cosmetic bottles, pharmaceutical bottles, for chemicals and industry is a unique space. But when I started there, I wanted to copy what the industry was doing. And my first 3 years, I made all the mistakes that a manufacturer can make. Until I woke up and I said, no more copying. I am playing my own game. I am in my own league. So you have to understand that you are in your league. If you are making cosmetics, if you are making shampoos and hand wash, I have a product that is called Black Essential. Eldoret is one of my big markets, and we are coming in our uniqueness, not copying, but selling what is our value proposition on what we are selling. So it is important as SME, we have to understand that space. Stop comparing yourself. I give an example. If you're making juice, and there's a big juice manufacturers, I have small juice manufacturers, friends, and big juice manufacturers, friends. You cannot compete in that space. One time, I met a lady. She was making a very unique juice, hibiscus juice. And when she was selling to me that juice, she told me that for 500 ml, she wanted to sell to me 100 shillings. So I asked her, why 100 shillings? And she said, because that is what the market is saying, is selling. So I asked her, how much time have you put it? How much knowledge have you put it? And she explained to me from how she's sourcing her hibiscus in some places in, I think, Idogori or somewhere. And she explained to me how she meets with her husband to process. And I told her, have you put in place understanding of your cost of production? So we have to understand that we are putting so much. The product is not just what is inside and the packaging that you are having. There's so much effort, there's so much brain work that we have put in. Supporting the community, making environmental friendly products, making products that have nutritional value. Those are the unique selling points that we are doing as SMEs. And we differentiate ourselves from, if you see a shampoo, if you see a hand wash, yes, you have done it with love. I think that is unique by itself. It is not mass production. It is handmade. Those are the unique things that we are doing. If we understand and leverage on that, then we stop putting our competition where it is not necessary. It is also then necessary to understand the regulatory compliance. There are things that you cannot fight with. If the Kenya Bureau of Standards has created standards of how it is that we are supposed to do our products, comply with that. Invest in complying with the regulator, because that is not your space, it's the regulator's space. KAM is helping us to advocate for us in that space so that they consider us. But where you cannot fight, we are making too much noise fighting unnecessary battles. So the other unique thing that we have to do and understand is how we present ourselves. If I come and I find that you took a bottle at the backyard of your place and this is where you have put in your hand wash, no matter how good it is, believe it or not, I may buy it today to cheat you that I'm supporting you, but tomorrow if I find it on the shelf, I will not pick it. So work on your presentation, how you present your product to the market, because the first perception that the market gets is, what do I see, before what is inside. So work on your presentation, on your packaging, then work on what is inside. Sell the uniqueness of your product, not price, because when you sell your product for price, then we will keep saying that we are not competitive, we cannot compete, we are complaining for the wrong things. If I understand why your product is unique from the other, then I will not compare your price with the other price, with the other product. We have many platforms. We have a lot of incentive that the government has put in space, on the table. We sit and we make noise, but we don't dig to get the information of the things that have been put in place. This is why the Kenya Association Women in Manufacturing platform is coming, so that we gather all the information and the incentives that have been put together for the women, and we bring for you in an easy way that you can be able to understand. This is why we have come to Uasin Gishu here, and we have an exhibition so that we explain to you the things that have been put in place by different partners. Banks, there's no bank that does not have an SME product. Are we aware of it? Our deputy governor today kept on talking about AGOA. Are we even aware of what is AGOA? So we are here to give you the information. Be hungry to get the information. understand what is happening so that you can look at the spaces and the opportunities that you can be able to exploit. I can talk for 2 hours, give information, but allow me finally to talk about one special activity that we have at the Kenya Association of Manufacturers, which we call Changamka Kenya. Changamka Kenya is an exhibition for local manufactured products. This is not exhibition, it's a marketplace. We meet, you come with your product, you sell, you make noise about the uniqueness of your products. So KAM has created that platform. We have 2 this year. One is on 3rd to 7th November, that will be in Nairobi, Kasarani. The other one is from 1st to 5th of December, that will be in Mombasa. Let's use the platforms that have been created today before we go across the region, before we go across Africa, before we go across the globe. We all want to export, but if you cannot sell to your neighboring county, how are you going to sell to the US market? The challenges that you are going to get when you're selling to Nairobi County will be similar to what you'll get when you go to the US market. So sell across the county, experience the challenges, perfect them, so that by the time you are going to the US market, you are an expert in exporting and doing those things that we do. So as they said, my name is Mary Ngecho. I have 3 manufacturing entities. My first manufacturing entity now is about 18 years old. We do printing of labels. The other one, we do bottles. Why printing and bottles? We started printing. We realized that every printing label that we are making gets into a container. Then we started the containers. Then after that, we realized we need to create trends of the market, and we need to start making products. So I got into manufacturing of cosmetics. So I use my bottles, I use my labels, and I put there the products. So when you map your journey of growth, you know I'm starting here, and where you're going. And that is what we are calling scaling up. We mentor people who have grown businesses like me. Join the Women in Manufacturing platform so that we can mentor you. We have a pool of these women who have come up to hold those who are coming up, so that we share with you our challenges. You don't repeat the mistakes that we made, so that you can accelerate your growth. So thank you so much. I think that's it for today. And I am most excited to be here. I'll be here for the day and part of tomorrow. And God bless you. Thank you.
Well, that's very amazing. And let's give Mama applause. When you didn't tell the Marys that you actually had to sell your land for 700,000, risk your all for you to start off on the printing business, right? Yes, those are the exciting stories. And I'm sure there's one that I loved what you say. No more coping. I am playing in my own game. Hello. No more doing what? No more coping. I'm playing in my own game. And as you spoke, it reminded me of this book. Ken, where are you? As you spoke, it reminded me of this book. This book was the best read in 2019 and 2020. Are you there? How many guys have read this book? I can see the CEO smiling sheepishly. And of course, Honorable David Osiani. How many guys have read this book? The Subtle Art of Not Giving a What? I want to go to heaven. Now, this book, on the first paragraph, page 1, this is how it starts. My dear, I remember these words because of you. My dear, find what you love and let it kill you. Let it, by the way, so you have your phones? So you guys have your phones? Google the words, find what you love, plus Charles Bukowski. These are the words that you'll get. Those are the first words. My dear, find what you love and let it kill you. Let it drain you. Let it drain from you your all. Let it cling onto you and on your back and weigh you down into eventual nothingness. He further says, Charles Bukowski, let it kill you and let it devour your remains. So after killing you, it does what? It devours your remains. For all things, that is the clincher, and these are the most exciting things. This is the most exciting line. For all things will kill you, both slowly and fastly, but it is much better to be killed by a lover. Falsely yours, Charles Bukowski. You reminded me of those words. Find what you love and let it do what? Kill you. No more coping. I am playing my own game. Our CEO talked about the WIM report that was done last year. And I think the moment portends tremendously well for now, for us to get to understand better and at least have a few snippets of what is contained in the report and what we are going to discuss over the next 3 days. Ken, let's see. What is in the WIM report? What are we going to find out? And what are the findings of the survey? The first ever in Africa. Let's see.
So when we look at AFCFTA, it gives us at least 55 countries as a market destinations for us. And these market destinations are either for sourcing or for taking up our finished goods. So the advantage of Africa being rich with natural resources, how do we then as SMEs take advantage to value add those natural resources and then distribute the same goods and even services in a sustainable manner? For instance, this coat is from Congo, the material is from Congo, but the stitching was done by our SMEs here in Kenya. So how do we work like that to take advantage of the raw materials, the natural resources that Africa is heavily endowed with? At the SME Hub, we have incubation services, acceleration and scale up, and all of those are important in terms of accessing markets. Then we test markets for them, either through exhibitions, mini exhibitions where they get consumer tastes and preferences and feedback on their products, and after that then we take them to a specific market destination to sell, and then help them strike deals, get orders, and eventually how do they meet those orders and meet the satisfaction of customers sustainably. So the export trade promotion is a bigger growth for us for scalability, because for you to scale up you need a bigger market. And as we look at diversifying destination markets in Africa, then those are big motivations for our SMEs and even larger businesses to be able to expand their capacity to produce volumes and meet the demand in the country. Thank you.
Africa trade in the past before integration was everybody for himself. So in 60s and late 50s now, African states started getting independent. 1960, 1961, they formed what we call Organization of Africa Unity, which had some agenda to have a common goal of integrating Africa. In 2007, we decided through the AU that why don't we try to unite COMESA, EAC, and SADC. The AU found that they could even move it further by coming up with Africa Continental Free Trade Area. I think the biggest problem we have in the Africa Continental Free Trade Area is, first of all, a common understanding on how we should forge forward in terms of agreeing to operational instruments which can really make the trade go. Countries must surrender now their sovereignty to the regional sovereignty. They must be ready to adjust that one. Otherwise, if they are not ready to do that one, it is going not to realize the objectives of the integrating Africa. The parting shot about the FTA, yes, we are on it, we want it. It's not a short-term thing, as they visualized. It's a long-term thing. It will be done. Africa one day will realize it. It's a market for the future of Africa, and we must give it policy space to develop the required value chains, not just be there in books. It must make commercial sense for industrialists in Africa and for the benefit of the African people.
Women in Manufacturing platform in CAM, I think, is the most beautiful platform that CAM has come up with. It's a platform where women meet and they think together. And as women, our challenges could be unique. At WIM, one of the things that we do is that we think through together our challenges and we look through for solutions that are suitable for us at the position where we are. And one of the things that I love most is the diversification of the kind of women that we have on the platform. We have women who are leaders in big multinationals, and they're leading the companies as long as they're in manufacturing. Then we have other women who are really, maybe they own businesses that are in manufacturing. One woman that we pride with is Beverly, who is heading BAT. She's able to bring on the table her experience of how she interacts with that big company. So smaller companies are able to understand the thinking and the growth of the big companies, manufacturing companies that have grown. And we are sitting together on the same table with another a startup who is starting to manufacture maybe cosmetics or honey or something like that. So, and you are in the same room, you're discussing. It helps you to think forward.
Never been in Eldoret without a sweater, so it's quite hot. My name is Phyllis Maitha. I'm the head of marketing, sales, and research at Stima Sacco, and I'm privileged to be in this meeting because the conversation today is so timely. We are going to benefit from the research that's going to help us even improve the sort of products and services we are giving to our members. So without further ado, our host, the CAS, Ministry of Industrialization, Trade and Enterprise Development, the Uasin Gishu County Deputy Governor, the Nandi County Deputy Governor, the KM Women in Manufacturing, want to call her with her name, Plastic, Mary, and KM North Rift Regional Chair, KM North Rift Regional Vice Chair, Kenya Power North Rift Regional Manager, KM members present, North Rift Business Community, and the CEO of the Kenya Association of Manufacturers, my namesake, Phyllis Wakiaga. Good afternoon. So, wow, I forgot to connect this. Thank you, MC, for mentioning about that book, because I didn't want to do this presentation, but that book has encouraged me to do this. Third most powerful power is the power of a woman, and that's why we're here today. And then I'll talk about what's the role of Stima Sacco in this space of women in manufacturing. We are going to enable bankability, and I'm very happy that it's a theme around this important. So just quickly, Stima Sacco is a cooperative, it's a deposit saving Sacco, established for the last 47 years, since 1974. And we have 9 branches which are across the country. And our vision is to redefine financial wellness, and our mission is to empower members for life. So we constantly do that. And then why join Stima Sacco? I hope everybody in this forum and the people who will come to the conference will join Stima Sacco for that financial inclusion. One, we are very stable. Currently we have 42 billion. We are the second leading Sacco in this country. We have exceptionally good governance. So we are not a fighting Sacco. We are very sober. And we have products and services for our members. And we also, like when you borrow, it's a one-day service. So you borrow in the morning, most probably by the time you're having your lunch, you have your loan. And we give loans that range between 48 months to 108 months. And for more information, please visit our desk in the expo. And then we have 3 types of membership. We have individual membership, which is for like everybody in this room. Then we have group membership for women and other groups. And then we have corporate membership. Very fast. Then we have different categories of our members. Imara members are members on checkoff. These are the ones the company has enabled your salary to come through us. And then we have Meridians. These are people who have salaries, but they're not on checkoff. It's their own will that brought them to us. Then we have business persons, we have groups, we have diaspora members, and we have corporate members. And then I won't repeat that. I'll just close by saying, a saying from Meghan Markle. She said, women don't need to find their voices. They need to be empowered to use it, and people need to be urged to just listen. Thank you very much, and good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Phyllis, number 2. And I'll work very hard to get Phyllis, number 3. Now, I don't know when you get a PhD in engineering, how your head sounds like, or how your head looks like. But today we are going to have a chance to look at how somebody who has a PhD in engineering looks like. PhD, permanent head what? Yeah? Some of us, we only have a basic degree. Ladies and gentlemen, at this particular juncture, allow me to now introduce the Kenya Power North Rift Regional Manager, Engineer Kipkemoi Kibias. You can remove the S in this word so that you go Kipkemoi Kibia. A clap for Daktari.
Thank you very much, MC. You can see my head is okay. My hair looks nicer. And that's how engineer looked like. Good afternoon. Habari ya jioni. My name, as our MC has said, I'm Engineer Kipkemoi Kibias. And what he said is true. I also have a BAd in nuclear engineering, not only engineering. So this afternoon, I want to salute the CAS for industrialization, trade, and enterprise. Oh, thank you. David Osiani. I want also to recognize our governor. I say our governor because I stay and live in Uasin-Gishu, Honorable Daniel Chemno. I want also to recognize Phyllis Wakiaka. I knew her several years ago when I was a young engineer in Kiambu. I hope you remember our first meeting. I also want to recognize William Ongera and the team that we work together in this region. I also want to recognize our special guest, Mary. Thank you, MC.
Ladies in my life. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to once again greet you this afternoon. It's also my pleasure to join this team this afternoon and to join our Governor and DG to welcome you to this conference, Women in Manufacturing. I say I welcome you with the Governor because we are also playing a very important role in this county and also the region. This event will give us an opportunity to exchange ideas and also grow our partnership that we already have. Allow also me to take this opportunity to thank CAM for organizing this event and bringing us on board today and the next 2 days that we shall be here. I look forward to a fruitful engagement and valuable take-home. Over the years, CAM and Kenya Power have a close and long-standing relationship that is built on shared values and mutual commitment to co-create a conducive business environment. The company has previously partnered with CAM in various sponsorship, engagement forum, and conference like this one that have given us a platform to educate our customers. That is what we are doing today. Promote energy efficiency. Actually, energy efficiency started with CAM, then Kenya Power borrowed, and we educated our customers on how to efficiently use power. And also, out of this, we shall get feedback on our products and services. We are mutually benefiting with CAM because we are the only company that genuinely wants CAM to grow. Because out of growth of CAM, we also benefit immensely. These engagements have enabled Kenya Power to better understand the industrial customers' needs and create tailor-made solutions such as alternate supplies to reduce downtime, smart metering to enhance billing efficiency, and specialized communicated channels like regional WhatsApp groups to address customers' issues. Generally, CAM has pushed us to improve our services. I think from CAM engagement every time, they always push us to improve. And I want to thank Phyllis because when Phyllis went to office as the CEO, the first engagement he had was with Kenya Power, and he gave us tough conditions, which we tried to meet and faced some challenges. But she focused mainly on electricity, and I know electricity is what drives most of the manufacturing industry. Ladies and gentlemen, manufacturing is a critical pillar of the government's People agenda. A thriving manufacturing sector drives economic growth, increases exports, and contributes to employment, just as our lady Mary Lechu has shared with us today. Manufacturing is also a critical pillar for our business. ensure that we have quality equipment in the system. We have identified faulty meters and meter bypasses so as to address the issue of theft. I think somebody will say, how does theft benefit come? But in a long way, in a big way, reduction in theft and losses in Kenya Power affects the tariffs that we, the government gives to the customers. We have invested also 800 million to replace fault transformers and maintain others in the fault transformer initiative so as to reinforce the network and provide stable supply to our customers. We have also partnered with the county government, the national government through the county commissioners and the regional commissioners and the chiefs to ensure that we are able to stamp out illegal activities. We have digitized our network to ensure that we are able to reduce the time that we take between when the customer calls us and reaching site by using the coordinates. We have also aligned our business to administrative counties, and I think we have a county manager, and we have also sector charges that are in small sectors within the counties. In this region, over the last 5 years, we have invested over 3 billion to add 8 new substations. One is in Chekwelel, Elgonview, Kapsawar, Moiben, Aldai, Endebis, Kostum, and Kabiet. All this is to improve power quality. We have also grown both in our network for LV, that is the low voltage, the one that supplies the customers, and the medium voltage that distributes that electricity across this region. We have grown in LV by 300%, and we have grown in LV by 200%. Cumulatively, we have increased our network by around 1.4 million kilometers. 1.4 million customers, I'm sorry, not kilometers. That is the number of customers that we have added to the system. In order to enhance customer experience in the region, we leverage on technology and form WhatsApp groups for all the customers in the region tailored to their specific needs. We have one for the premium customers, we have one for CAM, and several others for the sectors that we run in the region. We have had in the past meetings with CAM and made the COVID issue. We've not had so many meetings, but out of the few meetings we have had, we have been able to iron out issues, especially with our partner CAM. A recent survey by CAM shows that whereas women make up 55% of the global labor force, they only make up 22% of manufacturing labor force. 74% of Kenyan workforce is engaged in informal economy, with 93% of women-owned business in this category. While women are not explicitly excluded from the manufacturing sector in Kenya, they remain both underrepresented and undervalued. That is what the question the MC started by asking us when he started this meeting. Women also form 50% of the population in the country, with minimal occupancy at the decision-making table, yet economic empowerment is one of the most effective ways of empowering any section of the population. I thank CAM for having a chairperson in charge of WIM. I think that is placing women in leadership, and I thank that to the CAM leadership. The government has taken cognizance of this under the Public Procurement and Disposal Act of 2015 that requires 2020, the first one was 2015, amended in 2020, that requires procuring entities to allocate at least 30% of their annual procurement budget to women, youth, as a one-stop information center where women are taken through the requirement of the procurement process, including registering their profiles on our procurement portal. Tomorrow you'll join one of our staff who will take us through that procedure and how our women can benefit from this 30% allocation in our company. With our procurement process having entirely gone digital, including submission and evaluation of tender documents, these are expected convenience to those seeking to engage with the company. We will continue to work with other like-minded partners, including CAM, to offer information and all women manufacturers seeking to do business with us. And today's event is part of this strategic engagement. I'm therefore glad that this conference is happening, and we are happy and excited to contribute and participate in this event. I also thank our governor and the county government of Wasinishu for bringing the first ever event in this region. I am one of the beneficiaries of this event because I know after today, women will be able to be motivated to do manufacturing, and definitely I hope that all of them will use electricity from Kenya Power. It is my hope that we will have a robust engagement with tangible results and improvement in future in terms of more participation for women in business. I thank all of you and welcome you to Eldoret. I'm sorry, Governor, I'm welcoming people to your county again. But to wrap it up, I want to say that as a region, we also I have 6 county managers, and out of the 6 county managers, I'm happy to say that 2 of them are ladies, which is good because overall in Kenya, I think there are only 2 regions with women county managers, so I need a clap also. Those are 2 women. Otherwise, I want to thank you. I hope that we shall engage and have a fruitful discussion in the next 2 days, in the next 3 days. Thank you very much.
Let's clap for Engineer Tafarani. So that's PhD in what? Have you forgotten? There are some things you couldn't forget. PhD in what? Nuclear engineering. But it's my first time to ever see somebody with a PhD in nuclear engineering. Engineer Kibias, I cannot forget Kibia because I do beer. So I just remember when I left him. And so when I go back home, I'll just 2 weeks later, tomorrow I'm going to share a few words with Kenya Power Human Resource Director. She's my neighbor. So I'm going to say I met a PhD in nuclear engineering. I have a few friends who keep telling me that I have a PhD in management. I'm going to tell you a lot. I met somebody who's more serious. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, remember to say, this is the first of the several forums we're going to hold for the women in manufacturing forums across all the counties. And as you know, Eldoret is the home of champions, and that is why we actually decided that it's going to be here as the launch pad. And in a short while, this year is going to go down, and that will signify that indeed we are ready to go. As they say, if you really want to educate a society, if you want to educate an individual, educate a man, but if you want to educate a society and an entire family, educate a what? Educate a, and I love what Mary said, that the work of upskilling, people upskilling skills, I mean, that's very, very, very exciting. And I really want to thank WIM under the caucus of CAM for, organizing this. Now, at this particular juncture, I want to welcome the chapter chair